Okay, good morning, everybody. I'm back with another video, and I wanted to kind of go off what we were talking about at the end of my previous video, the pros and cons of emerging technology. I apologize if there's some issues with my audio. And I have some people at the house who are cutting the grass and trimming the hedges and all that. So if you hear any background noise, that will probably be what it is. Good morning, though, to everyone. The 5G in Korea, I know this is kind of old for some people, especially those who stay up on tech. Good morning again. Yes, I'm back. No, I wasn't getting anything to eat, Water Sniper. I was just going outside to greet the gardeners. I have gardeners outside, so they're cutting grass and doing whatever they do. What's going on, Q497? Thank you, Carrie Lewis. So I'm going to play this video real quick. It's a YouTube video. The title is 5G wireless debuts in South Korea. And I have a link to the video in the description box. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way in. Thank you so much. Good morning again, Albert. So here we go with this video. And so that's the end of this video. Pretty much, let's see. Turn off this autoplay so it won't continue going. I'm just going to play it from the beginning. But yeah. Happy Friday, Naima. Thank you so much, sweetie. He said gardeners listening, right? Q497, you are okay. No, I guess everybody has gardeners. We have gardens out here. And I have the yard, and my allergies is too much. But thank you, Naima. I really appreciate that. So he's out here cutting the grass and trimming hedges, and I have trees in the backyard. And so they handle a lot of that out there on Friday. Well, every other Friday they do that for me, and I appreciate that. The dog is acting a fool in there in his cage, but he'll be okay. So the pros and cons of emerging tech. There are some things. I'm gonna go ahead and stop this. I have links to all these articles in the description box. I hope my audio is okay. I know that C Boogie has some issues with his audio the other day when he was doing his hangout. Yeah, I know Robin Leach, Lifestyles of the Scientific and Famous. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's not like that. I mean, they're not that expensive. It's just, I'm just lazy sometimes, and my eyes are watering right now, and my sinuses and allergies are acting up. But anyway, when you're dealing with the pros and cons, so I just talked about some pros of science and technology earlier. Now we're talking about, the pros and cons of emerging 5G networks and how you can combat some of these issues that will be happening, especially the problems that affect your body, your basic physiology. So even though advances in wireless communication leads to these mobile devices, smartphones, and everything else we deal with, the long-term evolution, or LTE networks, They give us good content. You have all this video streaming, like the streaming you're enjoying right now, your live gaming. I think Super Triz and um, CRU Reality. What's going on? Double CADOS. So they like to do the live gaming. I have a friend, Mayatika C, on here. She likes to do a lot of gaming as well. But it all of that live streaming and stuff, it takes a toll on the bandwidth. It also takes a toll on your body. So I'm not going to read this whole thing. They go through talking about the augmented reality, virtual reality. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but there are effects on your body that need to be addressed. So this graph shows the growth in mobile users projected from 2015 to 2020, measured in billions. So from 2015, with 4.15 billion users, they project that they projected from that point to 2019, 4.68 billion users, to 2020 at 4.78 billion users. And they were saying that based on this scale, around 2022, 2024, you should have close to 5 billion users, especially since the emerging 5G networks would be more integrated into society around the world. The y axis is showing the number of mobile phone users in billions. And since mobile phones are becoming more accessible, that those numbers make sense to me. So the 5G rollout is not without controversy. Everything that comes out in tech has controversy. Everything that comes out that affects you medically, by your health, has some kind of controversy. 5G is the next generation mobile communication standard. And although right now the 4G LTE and WiMAX deliver a peak speed of 100 megabits per second to wireless devices, 5G has a peak rate of 20 gigabytes per second using the E enhanced mobile broadband, which is very, very fast. That increases the bit rate, which increases the speed and also lowers the delays in content delivery to mobile devices. Users on FaceTime will have little to no lag, and downloading large files will be effortless. Now, the last part is what I'm interested in. I like to download large files and keep them secure and saved for future reference. And using 5G will be beneficial to me because when you're dealing with a lot of genetic information, you need a lot of space and it needs to be downloaded very fast. Yes, I'm back already. I am back already. I think that it depends on how you look at it, Carrie. It's good based on what I'm saying, the speed, what you can do, how you can use it. But bad in terms of your body's response to it, because this is not something that your body is used to. They show examples of 5G that will be used. You have the LOT devices, like your refrigerators that you can see in any Best Buy. I think even Home Depot has some of these refrigerators that have the screen on the outside. The refrigerator itself is integrated into your phone or computer, alerts you when you're low on certain items in your refrigerator. The screen shows you what's in your refrigerator. It can make a list for you for grocery shopping, and also tell you if things are. There's one thing I noticed. One of my friends, or her refrigerator like that, it was telling her giving her alert to her phone when the milk was getting close to being expired. That was crazy. Like it was telling her, like, hey, your milk's gonna expire in 3 days. You need to get some more milk. And she was like, what? So it tells you that obviously there's a camera that points inside the refrigerator. When she puts things in, it's scanning, like she has it scanning each item. And of course, that barcode tells the computer in the refrigerator what it is, what the expiration is, and where she got it. because it says all of that. That's the identification on the barcode. And it was like, yeah, your ice cream is not at the right temperature. You need to check the settings on your freezer, things like that. That may be good for some people, but other people may feel like they just want a regular Frigidaire, you know. I don't know about the refrigerators being that advanced. That's just a little too much for me. But if I could afford it, I probably would, I just don't see, me personally investing in something like that. Autonomous vehicles, on the other hand, and here he comes around the corner. Autonomous vehicles are also going to be 5G, mobile communications, obviously 5G. Your computers and things like that will be 5G as well. All right, he's come back. Now he's gone. The short wave length communications are the millimeter waves, the 30 to 300 gigahertz, that increases the bandwidth available for cramming more data and accommodating more users. That requires a shorter wavelengths than previous networks. They are signals that can't easily penetrate through walls and are easily absorbed by moisture and foliage. So now you're talking about the plants being affected by 5G. That's another thing you have to think about. Small cell tower installations, they talk about beamforming signaling systems, massive MIMO, which is the multiple input, multiple output signaling with 5G, the full duplex capabilities on the base station. So all of these are details of the 5G network architecture. This is showing a simplified view of the 5G network and how it works. You have your macro base station or your cell site that communicates with the core network back and forth, your telecom carrier, data center, your public data network, other telecom carriers that are associated with the micro base station. And then you have your small cell towers. These small cell towers are what you would see when people say, "Oh, this is a cell tower." They're not small, but they're saying they're not conducting as much work as the base station or the other telecom carrier stations. So the issue number one, 5G can pose a risk to public health. Activists, researchers, and health professionals alike have concern for the high frequency millimeter radio signals. These are the shortwave radio signals that 5G uses. Many small cells will be installed in close proximity to people. And since that's happening, there must be a concerted effort to further research and evaluate the effects it could have. There are physicians who warn that the amount of radiation 5G small cells emit can have irreversible effects on people who live or are exposed to these radio waves on a daily basis. So, let's see. George, you're saying stuff. It's like being in a microwave. I kind of see that. I see your point with that because it does affect you in various ways. You said that, in my opinion, that's too much tech. There's no such thing, in my opinion, as too much tech. We just have to learn how to adapt to emerging technology. That's how I feel. George Fraser, you also said powers that be can control your devices. Yeah, that's why it's important for us to get into STEM more so that we can start to develop and control our own devices. What about the Tesla tower in Texas? You know what? I'm going to go to that in a minute. Matter of fact, let me just go ahead and type that in because you keep asking about that. I'm trying to find one that's kind of new. Tesla tower in Texas. So this is coming from TexasHillCountry.com, the mysterious Tesla tower in Texas. So this is what it looks like. Basic tower. In recent months, a mysterious tower resembling Nikola Tesla's Wardenclyffe Tower has appeared outside Milford, Texas, a rural community in northern central Texas. A construction was noticed by citizens in Milford in 2017, but only in the past few months has it become a fixture of the landscape. Anyone heading down I-35 can get a clear view of it from the highway. It stands alone in a field, unusual and looming. It's really not unusual to see a tower like that. I mean, in Delaware, you see nuclear towers. It's like, okay, just driving by it. The similarities between Milford's mysterious tower and the Wardenclyffe Tower are visually striking. It has been nicknamed the Tesla Tower based on appearance alone. This is for wireless transmission. Nikola Tesla lost possession of it in 1915 because he was unable to afford the mortgages. Okay, it makes sense. You can't afford to pay for it, and somebody else will take it over. That happens all the time, you know. Double C ADOS said, well, if all the technology were to fall, hello, dark age. Yeah, that's something that people are afraid of as well, which is why they want to make a substantial claim that a lot of this stuff works and that it will last a long time. I think people, in general, humans are fearful of the unknown. That's an acceptable hypothesis to have, that humans are afraid of what they don't know or don't understand, or what they cannot observe and quantify. You know, they can't analyze and count. But just being afraid of a tower because it's there. And George, you bring up this tower like once or twice a week, I think. So I'm gonna just go ahead and talk about this real quick because this kind of goes into probably some of the health effects that you see in the area. This is just a picture of, it's kind of weird. A picture of, I think it's supposed to be the Tesla Tower, how it's supposed to look with all these flying devices around it. Okay. I guess they're trying to make it seem scary, but I don't feel afraid by looking at this type of stuff. So Visive Technologies is the party responsible for the construction of the tower in Milford, Texas. It has similar goals. If the experiments with the tower are successful, this would mean they can safely and wirelessly transmit energy between 2 points on the globe. Their aim is to utilize the Zenith surface wave, an electromagnetic wave that uses the surface of the Earth as a guide, enabling it to carry signals and electricity over long distances. So these EM waves are results of vibrations between electric fields and magnetic fields. So you're doing with force, a lot of force and light. The Zenith surface wave is named after Jonathan Zenith, a physicist and electrical engineer. He was among the pioneers that studied the EM waves. Zenith surface waves have not yet been experimentally observed, and Visive is unique in that its technology only uses these surface waves as opposed to the radiated waves. So radiated waves are much different. That's what we're talking about with 5G, where you have like the EMR waves, the electromagnetic radioactive type waves, because of radiation that's already in the environment as well. Good morning, King Wage. How you doing? He wanted it to be free energy. So, um, when you say free energy, do you mean free to consumers? Because I don't know anybody in their right mind that would develop something that captures free energy and manipulates it and gives it away for free. No, that does not happen. That's not going to happen. What's going on, Herbert Harris? Peace and protection to the Grand Rising family. Thank you, King Wage. Same to you. George Fraser. Yeah, it's not gonna be free, man. It ain't gonna be free. So when you have people writing stuff like that, like exactly, CRU, I thought somebody was gonna catch it. I knew you probably would catch it. That's exactly why, like, why are you afraid of this? I mean, I don't know. I'm just guessing that there's some fear there. I don't think that this is not something that scares me. It's something that they're using to manipulate energy. If we remembered or we were going back and studying the past, our ancestors, and seeing why they were using pyramids everywhere, pretty much almost everywhere around the globe, we will understand what this really means. That it is an energy, uh, um, uh, system that captures energy, manipulates it for usage. So if you draw two lines from the top of this Tesla tower to the ground on both sides, you have a pyramid. Basically, if you draw a triangle around this and close this into a triangle, you have a pyramid. So, I mean, all they did was basically take the pyramid away and you have a Tesla tower that would have been inside of the pyramid. Um, I don't see that they say it's mysterious. A lot of times people write stuff because they know there are people who are living in the area where this tower is, who are not educated and who are afraid of everything, but they turn around and believe in Jesus that they can't see. This is something you can, this is something that you can quantitate. The effects of this is something you can quantitate. There, there's just a lot of fear in humans that I don't understand. Tekins as well. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can help you with that. Yeah, that's what I heard, King Wage. Atlantis was a civilization of this sort of technology. Water Sniper said, Nas, you can hate me. Niggas fear what they don't understand, hate what they can't conquer. Guess it's just a theory. Yes, that's the theory of man. That's the number one theory of man. Not understanding, hating what they don't understand and what they can't, or not even can't, because I think everybody can grasp this and see the benefits and mitigate the risks. A lot of people just don't want to, they rather hold on to Jesus. Hold on to Jesus' hand, hold on to Jesus' hand. Like, come on, man. Jesus ain't gonna save you. So you have another website, which is totally unrelated. Gaia is a website that, excuse me, that, Gaia is a product brand that sells a lot of Pilates and yoga fitness type materials. Cause I've bought Pilates materials from Gaia before, but they talk about, this was last year, November, they say massive Tesla tower suddenly appears in the field. Towers like this don't suddenly appear in a field outside Waco, Texas. Nothing like that just appears out of nowhere. They act like this thing dropped out the sky. And when you say things like that, when you have the wording that way, it makes people who are very small minded and short sighted think that this thing just fell out the sky, like the angel Michael dropped out the sky. They say in the second paragraph, though construction began over a year ago, it wasn't until recently that the tower began to draw attention. So these people have been sitting around watching this tower get built and they say nothing. Okay. Then they say, began to draw attention from local news outlets and various corners of the internet. Then they say, we're looking at you, conspiracy subreddit. It's not a conspiracy when you can see the shit in your face. Like, really? If you just figured out what it was, it wouldn't be a conspiracy, now would it? And if it is a conspiracy, so what? A conspiracy, like I said before the other day, a conspiracy is just a group of people that have decided to sit around and plan something, to do something, whether they're going to do it for the betterment of society or do it to make money. They sat around and planned it and strategized how they were going to do it. What was their short-term, long-term goals? They fulfilled those short-term, long-term goals. And a theory about that planning is a conspiracy theory. You're just guessing how they got it done. Ain't no guessing how they got this done. They in the middle of a field. If you're driving by, you can see this from the freeway. I-35, I guess. So if you've been watching it happen for a year, it ain't no conspiracy. It just kills me how people just be doing some, saying some dumb stuff. The hell. Herbert Harris said, Miss Ali, from a capitalist mindset, nothing for free. But when you have the proper understanding of what the Most High has created, He created for man, so for it belongs to Yah. Okay. That's okay. But if you really looking at it from that perspective, he had to put the knowledge and the ambition and creativity into a person to develop ideas like this. So, I mean, that right there is the start. The mind is what starts a lot of the questions that are asked, why can't we do this? Why don't we have that? Let's make this. Let's create this. Let's start by drawing it. Let's start by making this a reality. How is this going to work? Is it going to make people better? Is it going to make society better? It starts from the mind. The mind is where things begin, in my opinion, is where a lot of things begin. Of course, with the mind, you have the energy. It really doesn't have anything to do with, to me, I mean, of course, it's going to have capitalism because we live in a capitalistic system. But with the capitalism, that's not primary. I mean, even with capitalism, somebody had to say, hey, we need a mode of exchange. We need currency. We need energy to exchange goods and services. You do something for me, I give you something in exchange for that. That's money. That's currency. I taught you how to do something. You need to pay me for that. I gave you a product. I gave you a service. You give me something in exchange for that. Bartering works, but you need to have a separate mode of currency that is common amongst all. The mode of currency on this planet is the dollar. They decided that was a mode of currency. People who developed societies that we live in now, even though they may be uncivilized at times, it is still a society of people with cultures. I'll see how you said, I always knew a wireless energy, I just couldn't explain it. Yeah, same here. You always know of things, but it's hard to explain. And you shouldn't let your inability to explain it at that time keep you from exploring it. If that kept me from exploring, I probably wouldn't even be working. If I didn't want to explore things and, determine how something works and how it really is efficient, I would not be working because I wouldn't, there would be nothing for me to do. Like my job wouldn't even exist. Hold on 1 minute. I need to get this little dog because he's getting on my nerves right now. I'll be right back, y'all. Hold on. What's going on, Zero Kelvin? You don't shut your ass up. Oh. Okay. Sit down. Sit down. Okay, I'm good. How you doing, y'all? I'm back. Sorry, this stupid dog. He's getting on my nerves. He already went out. He already ate. He acting a fool. Anyway, wireless energy runs through the ether. Yeah. So all I'm saying is you can't be afraid of technology. So let's go back to this article. And what they do, I like this article. It's in the description box, but they're showing the electromagnetic spectrum. It shows a range of the harmful radio waves, gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet light, and the micro and radio waves that are used in communications. So when you go from a lower wavelength, you have lower energy. When you have increased energy at lower wavelength, excuse me. And the higher wavelength is lower energy. So as the wavelengths get closer together and smaller and shorter, you have more energy. If you put your hand in water, like a pool of water, and move your hand back really fast, like just doom, like a stick, and move it back really, really fast, those are small waves with a lot of energy. If you move your hand or move the stick in water Slowly back and forth, you have increased wavelength, meaning that it takes longer for you to go from left to right, but the energy is decreased. So that's what they mean. So gamma rays, 10 to the 20th power, 10 to the 19th power, 18th power. And you have like 10 to, that's the frequency, the wavelength in meters, 10 to the negative 11, 10 to the negative 9. X-rays 10 to the negative 9, which is nanometer level. Ultraviolet, 10 to the 7th, negative 7th. The visible light goes from like to 10 to the negative 6, which is the millionths. So these are still nanometer, but it's in the millionths as well. Infrared coming up to microwaves. Radio waves are long waves, but there's less energy there. So high wavelength, less energy. Low wavelength, higher energy. If y'all understand what I'm saying. Herbert said, yes, our minds were warped by individualist and white supremacist way of learning. We, as a so-called Negroes, have been taught that our knowledge belongs to the white man. I wasn't taught that. I don't know what you talking about, but I don't know. I wasn't taught that. I was taught you can learn whatever you want to learn. And if you want to survive in this world, you better learn everything that's out here, because no white man, no matter, or black man or brown man or anybody can take out what you've already put in your head. That's what I learned from my parents. My dad mostly, he was like, look, you're going to be an engineer and you're going to learn this stuff. And I was like, well, I don't want to learn it. He's like, you're going to learn it because how else you going to survive out here? You got to learn this stuff. This is like basic life stuff you have to learn. And I was like, okay. I don't know, CRU. I don't know about all that. I don't know. Herbert said our knowledge belongs to us and we can wield it however we like if we have the vision, leadership, and collaboration of our own people. Exactly. I agree. Your knowledge belongs to you. Nobody can take knowledge out of your head, unless they develop some machine that does that. Nikola Tesla, Zero Kelvin said Nikola Tesla's technology was way ahead of his time. And when he dies, John Trump took over his work. Oh, okay. I didn't know that he took over his work. I thought it was another company. Even matter is waves in my estimation. Yeah. Yeah. Like, even like I was saying, like this is waves, wavelength energy. But wavelength energy is in the form of matter. You are matter, and you're in the form of wavelengths, which goes right to the pros and cons of emerging technology, because everyone has a frequency within their bodies that's affected and will be affected by this new technology that's coming on. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that, Zero Kelvin. Yeah, I see that, George Fraser. That is something I have to look into. But you could be right with that one, for real. I think that like here, when they're just showing the wavelengths, it's important to remember that, because that's how you understand how these microwave links and everything works. So the microwave links are right there between 10 to the negative 3 and 10 to the negative 1, emerging to 1. We have a very small visible spectrum that we can see, viable, that we can see with our eyes, that are viable. If you have worse eyesight, then you're not able to see as well, based on your rods and cones, or the shape of your what is it, the cornea, whatever. But the visible light goes from 400 to 750, even some people say around 800 nanometers on the spectrum. If you live in sunny region of Southern California, you're already being exposed to more radiation than micro signals from 5G. This is true. Visible light has a higher frequency than 5G signals, and people are more exposed to sunlight. Yes, that's true. We do get exposed to sunlight more often, and we're able to process it. Of course, vitamin D conversion, things like that. The problem is if you're exposed to too much of this light, it could be an issue. You add on to that radiation exposure from effects of Fukushima, for instance, then that has more harmful effects on you. So I'm gonna get to, where is it? Yeah, they say that 5G will have some security issues with some of the devices that are coming online. You have more malware, so you'll need more security, which increases the need for 5G use. This is the initial mobile 5G timeline in the US. They have the operator on the left side of the table and the mobile 5G network launch on the right side of the table. AT&T is launching in 12 cities by the end of 2018. 19 additional cities will be added early 2019. That's this year. It probably is already about to be concluded by the end of this month. T-Mobile will launch in 30 cities. That happened the end of last year. Verizon launching in early 2019 in unspecified number of markets. Sprint launching in 9 cities in, I think they mean 2019 there. So the road to faster networks, they talk about that some. And, oh, excuse me. Now I want to go to this other article. It's also in the description box. So if you all have, I don't know why the images are blurred out, but for some reason it was blurred out. Yeah, I saw that. Sophia Next, thank you for stopping by. I saw that earlier. I think they used that title as a bait click type thing because they weren't really talking about 5G. They were talking about not autonomous vehicles, wireless vehicle bill or wireless driving bill. Not wireless. What were they saying? Not wireless driving. What was it called? Hands-free driving bill. They're putting out in Minnesota, where you'll be penalized for using a phone while you're driving. That's what that was about. That was not about anything with 5G. Get out of here. Get out of here. Go away. Oh, now. Get. Oh, this dog is getting on my nerves. Sorry about that, y'all. This dog is getting on my nerves too much. Yeah, they said that he unveiled 5G technology. I don't think it was as they said. Like, I think they were going on talking about immigration, everything else. I think that was a clickbait video. It was a live video earlier, but yeah, he getting on my nerves, Kelvin. He's sitting up here trying to lick my toes and stuff. I'm about to kick you in the face. You need to go on somewhere, like, for real. It's too early for that mess. Like, I can't. So yeah, it seemed like clickbait to me. Anyway, I'm gonna move on. Okay, no problem. Be safe, double C ADOS. So I'm gonna finish this up and I'll be out for a minute. I gotta leave the house for a while, run some errands. Number one, kind of obvious, limit your use of gadgets. Duh. They said set strict rules for yourself, like checking social media only twice a day, or not checking the phone after 9 p.m. One way is not sleeping with your phone right next to your bed, right next to your head. That's something that people have problems doing. I consider not doing that. There are nights where I forget and my phone is like literally 10 inches from my head. I'm like, damn it. I wake up the next day and I'm like, ugh. So I have to remember to put it about 3 or 4 feet away on a nightstand or something, on a table. So that's one way you can help. Earlier, I was talking about in the other stream how you can use your Bluetooth earphones maybe less than 6 hours a day. That helps me when it comes to sleeping. That moves into the next paragraph. Get a comfortable good night's sleep is important. Interrupted sleep, no sleep at all, etc. Having insomnia. All of these things help. They say keep making your sleeping place calm, free from gadgets. Having a good mattress that supports your posture. The wrong mattress can add to the already harmful effects of technology. That's true because you're already affected by technology and then you turn around and got a mattress that doesn't really support you. Not good. Avoid rushing for everything. People out here in these streets, they rush and rush. What's going on, Elias Money? I missed you. I missed you coming in. What's going on? Um, they rush for everything. I'm like, what the hell are you rushing for? If you're gonna be rushing, you might as well not even go or leave early. Like the fact that you're rushing is a problem for me. I'm not about to speed up just because you in a hurry. You better get the hell on and get around me because I'm not the one. I'm just not. Technology makes us very restless because we want to get a hold of the latest news before anyone else does. And we have to stop trying to do that. That's just really ridiculous. I don't understand why people feel like, they got to rush and get the article out there first and not like, okay, you ain't going to read it no way. So what you rushing to get to it for? Take your time, sit down and read through things, you don't have to read like they say here. You're not supposed to read every single piece of the article available on the net or printed. Try to stay calm and take up things which you can handle, one at a time. One thing to help you to not rush for everything is to buy a planner. I have a planner literally sitting right here on my desk. It's full of stuff I got to do. I probably won't get to the shit, but it's still there. You understand? I got all my little video titles written out. I might not get to all them shits, but they are written out. I'm taking my time doing what I have to do. Yes, 0 Kelvin. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You said put the phone on airplane. Yeah, put the phone on airplane mode. Try putting your phone on airplane mode 1 to 2 hours a day and see what happens. See how you feel. Trust me, you're gonna be like, dang, this is how I used to feel back in the day before all this internet stuff. They want you to be incorporated into the Internet of Things. It's okay sometimes, but there are times that you just need to take a day, and just relax. Just be human again, just relax and unplug from some of this. I know in the previous article I was talking about the applications of some of technology, and now I'm talking about, it may seem contradictory. Now I'm talking about, unplugging. But yeah, it's necessary for you to do that every now and then. People rushing to go nowhere. That's ridiculous to me. Like, what the hell, dog? Take a vacation. And you don't have to take a vacation by flying anywhere or driving anywhere. You can take a vacation in your house by just going the hell to sleep. Put your phone in the car, go to bed. You know what I'm saying? Like put your phone in the kitchen somewhere in the cabinet in a drawer and just get in the bed and just chill. Unplug. Yeah. Elias Money, unplug yourself. Oh yeah, you have the my mom uses that, Sophia. She has the microphone blocker and the camera blocker. She swears by those things. She was like, I don't want the NSA watching me. I'm saying, Ma, you got a smartphone, they still gonna be able to hear you. She was like, she likes to block it because it I think it does reduce the frequency sometimes. But yeah, they say here strive for a healthier lifestyle. These are basic things: keeping a regular schedule of sleep and getting up, avoiding heavy meals and alcohol intake before bedtime, regular exercise, do not depend on an alarm clock for everything, minimize noise and clutter near your sleeping area, and give importance to your mattress and your sleeping. So I think they say you're supposed to replace your mattress like every 5 years. I suggest like every 3 years replacing your mattress because that's what I do. It does help. It makes a difference. And especially out here, it makes a difference because they say that you're collecting dead skin cells in your mattress. That's really a big reason why you want to replace your mattress. Out here, I have my windows open a lot, and I should not do that as much as I used to. But when the windows are open, you're getting all of that air coming in. That's affecting your bed linens, your mattress, your clothes, all that kind of stuff. So keeping that in mind is important too. But just to make sure that you have, these are basic things that I think people are forgetting to do. Yeah, they do. Oh, you used to have a BlackBerry. Okay. Yeah, people say they notice the difference when they do some of these things. Just taking care of yourself, basic care of yourself. Very important to do. But anyway, I'm gonna holler at y'all later on. I thank y'all once again for coming in. I gotta go outside, like I said, run some errands. Um, but I'll talk to y'all soon in another video. Maybe later on this evening, I'll come back. Do you have any suggestions for articles or any kind of topics? You can email me. Thank you, King Wage. I don't know. I'm kind of scared to do some cooking stuff. Every time I see King Wage, I think of food. You know, program me to think of food, man. So I got my emails right here. Some people prefer Gmail, so I got the Gmail account right there. But either one is fine with me. I get alerts from both email accounts all the time. You have any suggestions for topics? Let me know. Yeah, I've been thinking about what to cook, King Wage. I don't know. I don't know. I'm getting like I got a plantain in there. Maybe I'll do some fried plantains or something. I don't know. But I be kind of nervous, self-conscious about that. But yeah, I really appreciate your cooking videos. You give me good ideas on what to incorporate. But I'll holler at y'all. Y'all have a good day. It's Friday. Y'all relax. Y'all be good. Moni Love, what's going on? Thank you for stopping by. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.